While overseeing a project with a short timeline last month, I felt the pressure and realized that being a leader is about more than just issuing commands. It's also about the daily behaviors we exhibit. This is where General James L. Anderson and Dave Anderson's book, Becoming a Leader of Character, comes in. They list 6 behaviors that can change the way we lead at home and in business. We'll break down these important lessons in this video and demonstrate how you can form these habits to become a more capable and successful leader. Now, let's get started with the first lesson. Authenticity and self-reflection is the first lesson. Picture yourself gazing into a mirror. Observe what? Being honest with ourselves comes to mind when I think about authenticity. It involves being aware of our values, as well as our talents and flaws. The basis for both good leadership and personal development is this self-awareness. How can we use this then? I recommend reflecting for a while. Consider asking yourself, what do I value most? Or what do I excel at? Make a note of your ideas. This easy exercise helps you define your values and identity. Let's now discuss the advantages. Embracing genuineness helps us gain people's respect and trust. Relationships are strengthened when others can tell when someone is sincere. This trust is essential for inspiring and motivating your team as a leader. Here's a brief illustration. Imagine me admitting I messed up on a project during a team meeting. I don't keep anything a secret. Instead, I freely discuss what went wrong and what I discovered. In addition to gaining my respect, my candor inspires my staff to be transparent about their difficulties. Together, we all gain knowledge, which fortifies us. It's time to act now that we've covered the first important lesson, courage. For more useful leadership insights, please hit the like button and subscribe if you found this lesson to be helpful. Now let's explore the second important lesson, humility and courage. Consider this. Making difficult choices is a common part of being a leader. Standing up for what you believe in, especially when pressure is mounting, requires guts. Although it's not always simple, that bravery aids us in overcoming obstacles. So, how do we do this? Face your fears first. Perhaps it's confronting an issue head-on or having a challenging talk with a teammate. Make the initial move. The sense of empowerment that comes from taking action will surprise you. Let's now discuss humility. Humility keeps us grounded, yet courage allows us to take chances. It's about being willing to learn from others and acknowledging that we don't know everything. When combined, these qualities produce a well-rounded leadership style. Here's an example from actual life. Assume I am in charge of a group project. I get opinions from everyone rather than assuming I know everything. I foster a collaborative environment by being humble and appreciating their views. In addition to increasing trust, this produces better results. Integrity as a cornerstone is the subject of the third important lesson. Being truthful and morally upright, even in difficult situations, is the essence of integrity. Consider it to be as solid and unyielding as a rock. Leaders who behave honorably build a strong foundation of trust among their followers. So, how do we live with integrity every day? Be truthful in your communications first. Admit your mistakes if you make them. Although this may be unsettling at first, it creates a strong example for others to follow. Let's now discuss the advantages. Our team members are more dependable and loyal when we lead with integrity. Individuals like to work for others who share their ideals. It fosters an environment where everyone is respected and feels appreciated. Here's a brief illustration. Suppose I'm in charge of a project and I find out I made a mistake that might affect our schedule. Rather than keeping it a secret, I call a team meeting to talk about what went wrong and how we can work together to repair it. By being candid about my difficulties, I foster trust and inspire others to do the same. Now let's move on to the fourth important lesson, service and selflessness. Being selfless entails putting the requirements of your group and company before your benefit. Nurturing others promotes growth and well-being for everyone, much like caring for a plant. How, therefore, can we be selfless? Begin by paying attention to what your teammates have to say. Take a sincere interest in their thoughts and worries. By doing this, you foster an atmosphere where people feel comfortable contributing and give them a sense of value. Let's now discuss the advantages. When we lead with selflessness, we foster a collaborative atmosphere. Members of a team are more willing to help one another, which boosts morale and produces better outcomes. It also promotes trust and loyalty. Here's an illustration. Let's say I see a teammate is having trouble meeting a deadline. I volunteer to assist others rather than just concentrate on my work. By helping, I not only improve our relationship, but also demonstrate to the team that we are all on the same page. The final important lesson is about resilience and positivity. Being devoted to our duties and accepting accountability for our actions are key components of duty. Standing guard for our team and making sure we fulfill our responsibilities despite any obstacles is like donning a shield. So, how do we carry out our duties? Be proactive first. This entails establishing specific objectives for both you and your group. Assume responsibility for your work and ensure that you complete it. It all comes down to dependability. Let's now discuss the advantages. We lead by example when we accept our responsibilities. This fosters an accountable culture where everyone is aware of their responsibilities and inspired to participate. It makes the whole team stronger. Here's a brief illustration. Consider that I am in charge of a project with a short turnaround time. I choose to stay late to assist my colleagues in finishing up rather than leave the office early. By demonstrating my dedication, I not only stand by them, but also highlight the significance of duty in our profession. I appreciate you following along as I go over these important becoming a leader of character teachings. Keep in mind that being a leader involves more than just holding a title. It also involves exhibiting these behaviors daily. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and enable notifications so you don't miss any updates if you're prepared to continue honing your leadership abilities.